Hey brats, welcome back to the channel, and today we have got another microphone to test out. This one is the HyperX Quadcast. Unlike our last microphone, this is not a budget microphone. This microphone typically retails for $140. You can get it sometimes on sale. I got it at Best Buy for $100. You can get it also on Prime Day deals. It's been as low as $100. So this is a bit more of a semi-professional streaming gaming mic. It has its own pop screen built in. It's got its own shock mount built in as well. So today we're actually doing this unboxing with the budget microphone I checked out in the last video. So if you want to go back and see what that mic is like, that mic's only $23, and if you like the sound you're hearing now, you can get one that cheap. But if you want to go semi-pro, this is one that was recommended by many people. Let's open this thing up and check it out. So first and most importantly, as I've said before, always have a small and sharp unboxing knife. Nothing that you're gonna possibly potentially hurt yourself or anyone else here with. It's important that it's able to cut the boxes easily and without doing any damage to anything. So this HyperX Quadcast, this even has RGB, so this is real fancy. If you wanna have lighting on your mic, you can have that in your videos if you're streaming stuff, although people have said one complaint, you can't turn the lighting off, I guess. So we'll see what that's like when we get to the computer. You know it's a fancy box when you can't even figure out how to open it. All right. So first we open up to some books and crap, just telling you how it works, trying to get you to buy more of HyperX's crap. Don't need any of that. Ooh, very nice styrofoam packaging. This thing is not gonna get damaged in transit. And then you got the cable here, USB to mini USB. So that's unusual. You don't see mini USB much anymore. That's pretty old. That's like PS3 era. Some sort of mount for it, I guess, in case you want to put it on a stand or something different. And the actual microphone itself. Look at that. We don't need that box anymore. So that is pretty. Obviously they're going for the aesthetic here. They're trying to make people like it by its looks. Stand is nice and heavy. It's completely suspended by these stretchy cables, which is cool. Like you can see it can move around here. So that's how, even if you get a shake or a shock, this is not supposedly gonna pick up that sound, because this is basically a free floating microphone here, which is pretty cool. The stand is adjustable, so you're gonna be able to move this thing wherever you want if you're gonna have it. Most people probably got this pretty close for gaming here. It's got some sort of a mute on top. I don't know if you just tap that. We'll have to play around with testing that. It's got a volume knob at the very bottom here that you can turn. And then on the back, I might actually have to refer to the book. There's all kinds of stuff on this. There's another switch back here, and I have no idea what that does. 4 different modes. So this is obviously a much more sophisticated mic than the last one we reviewed. This is not just your typical plug and play and go. You're gonna have to kind of learn a little bit about this and figure out what this is. So most importantly, let's go find out. I'm gonna take a few minutes. I'm gonna figure out what all this stuff is, and then we're gonna go check this out on the computer and check out the audio and see how it sounds. All right, here we are in front of the infinite window here in OBS. So currently I still only have the Fifine mic hooked up. I have plugged in the HyperX so far, and you can see it's got that lighting going on. It's glowing red right now. It looks pretty cool. We're gonna add the HyperX over. So we're gonna do an input capture. And then, unlike the last one we did, this one actually shows up the name. So it's real easy to find and locate. And here it shows up HyperX Quadcast. You're probably hearing double audio right now. It's probably hearing loud. So let me get this done so I can fix that. So right now we're still working through the Fifine. I've got it turned down 10 decibels because we found that's what eliminated the background noise. So I'm gonna turn that all the way down and then turn the HyperX up far enough that we're not picking up much background noise, and then we can actually test this. So we're definitely seeing the same thing. It seems like the mic's a lot more sensitive, but we're picking up a little bit of background noise, mostly just the computer fan running, if we go any higher than minus 10 decibels. So that one switch on the back I was telling you about, I can show you that here. So there's 4 different modes that you can use this mic in, depending on which direction you want to pick up sound from. So since we're testing it just from front right now, we're going to go just cardioid because we're going to be straight in front of it here. So now we are using the HyperX only. We're using it in cardioid mode. And we seem to be picking up a little less background noise even than we were before now. So I'm going to turn that up just a bit more. So that's at -8 decibels right there. If we get in real close, we're still not overloading it like we were with the other one. It does seem that it has some built-in countermeasures if it gets too loud. Let's see if we turn it all the way up. See how that audio sounds when we're talking right next to it. See if it's popping at all. Back to the Fifine a bit. We've got the Fifine turned all the way up now just for comparison to see how this sounds next to it. That button on the top of the HyperX, we found out there's a mute button, so you can just tap it, and you can tell it's now muted because the light goes out. So that's pretty cool. So if you decide real quickly you need to stop and take a bite, you need to eat something, drink something, you just tap that. You know that's off because the light goes out. You tap it and it's back on. Now I'm turning both mics up because this is going to get a little echoey, but so you can hear. So let's say someone bumps into your desk. Now if we do it only with the Fifine. And now only with the HyperX, see if that shock mount's making a big difference there. And so obviously this is a much more advanced microphone here. It's much more expensive as a result. I do love the look of it. I feel like this looks like a gamer's mic more so than like a professional microphone.
Pancreas.
Good thing I had that tap button on there to mute that just now. This definitely is a much cooler looking mic. It has much more functionality. You can change what directions you're taking the sound from, which is super cool. I'm going to pause it here and I'm going to go review, see how the audio sounds, and I'll get right back with you. So one other feature I did forget to mention here that I want to go over, there is also a volume knob on the bottom of the HyperX that can easily be turned up and down. So you can actually also adjust the recording, which is really helpful. They have a headphone jack in the back. So if you were to be wearing headphones that's just jacked into this, you're podcasting or you're gaming, you can hear yourself talking back through this, and then you could also adjust the volume right here on the fly rather than having to go to your recording software, which is also a really cool feature to have. So this mic is definitely packed with some cool features. It looks great. The RGB lighting, it doesn't have to just be red. I'll have to figure out how to mess with that, and so you can actually change the color lighting. This is definitely a really awesome microphone. I still gotta say I'm really impressed with the last mic that I got, because I could get like 7 of those microphones for the price of one of these. So is this worth 7 times that? It depends on your case use, I guess. I would say probably not. If you're not gonna have the mic in view, if you're not doing something where you're worried about definitely needing the shock mount and the pop filter, this is definitely a closer to a more semi-professional microphone here. So if you want to go something quality and something really strong, this is a great microphone. And not only that, it looks really cool. I think for gamers, this obviously has the appeal that even more so than a Blue Yeti, Snowball, any of those are going to have. This is just a really cool looking microphone with awesome features for gamers. So for gaming, this is definitely the way to go. If you were just looking for spoken audio on a podcast, people aren't even going to see it. You could definitely go with more of a budget-friendly option than this, but this is definitely the mic I would say I would probably continue to use for VR and such. It's got a cool feature, so you can actually keep the shock mount and you can mount this onto an arm so that you can have the mic anywhere in the room around you, and yet it keeps that shock mount, so you don't end up having to get another one, and it's all included in one here. So it's an awesome microphone. If you're gonna get one, I would definitely say watch for those sales. Like I said, on Prime Day it was a lot cheaper than you're gonna pay for it full price. 140 is a little steep for me, and if you can get it for around 100, that's a great deal. And definitely go get one if you're wanting to do some gaming and have your mic in view and have it look cool, sound great, and have good features. So let me know any questions further you have about this. I'm going to continue using this probably as my main mic for a while, so I'll have more answers if you ask me questions as I've been using it for a couple of weeks. So if you have a Quadcast, or if you have a Blue Yeti, if you've tried them, you prefer them both, let me know. I'm trying to get my hands on a Blue Yeti so I can actually do a little comparison to this one as well next. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you in another game.